All right, everybody, it's Andreas Hale with Fighting Words, and I'm here with the Bronze Bomber, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, one of the hardest punchers in the history of boxing. The man's got a damn statue in his hometown. Deontay Wilder, what's happening with you, brother? How you doing?
What's up, baby? What's up? I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, man. You got a fight. You got Robert Helenius on October 15th, which is right around the corner. What has made you come back? I mean, you didn't necessarily need to come back to boxing. You've accomplished so much. You've made a lot of money. You've done a lot of things that had a chance to enjoy life. What made you decide, you know what? Boxing still needs the Bronze Bomber.
Yeah, most definitely. It was solely the statue. You know, when I got the statue, you gotta keep in mind, like, they gave me a statue in the heart of Dixie. You understand that?
Yeah, man.
And if anybody don't understand that, go look up the history. Go look up the history of what things have started, slavery and all that stuff like that, you know what I mean? When it came to America and stuff like that, although it was started in England, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It came over here, you know, in the South, Alabama, you know, it wasn't no pleasant place to be years ago. But, you know, the place they gave me a statue, the clans used to meet. You know, it used to be, blacks used to be prohibited to go in that area unless they were driven by a white person to go clean a home. And up the street, they sold slaves. So they put a black warrior by the Black Warrior River, right up at the top of the street. And to see so many people come, even across the world, you know what I mean? We had people from England, we had people from Australia to come. And I was like, wow, that was amazing. You just to see that and to see so many men and women, you know, join hand in hand with me to celebrate the statue with me and my family. It meant a lot to me to see people break down, to tell their children what greatness looked like. You know what I mean? Looking right in your, you know, that he's right before your very eyes and stuff like that, man. That meant a lot to me. That allowed me to understand that, man, I can't be selfish. I have to be selfless at this moment in time because I motivate so many people. I inspire so many people. Some people live off every word I say to apply to their life. And that right there, you know, it definitely is a great responsibility. You know what I mean? When you have so many people look up to you and if you say certain things, they want to follow and they want to do it. That gives you a lot of power in the world. But the motivation that I give to people, because I love seeing people do great. Even if they do better than I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. Continue to be great. Continue to provide your service to greatness, you know, and solely that statue, because I think I was like 85. Now, I don't think I know. I was like 85% out. Like, I don't need it no more. You know, when I came back, everyone was excited. I had a meeting with my kids and my wife and stuff. Everybody was excited. You know, she was like telling me, you know, whatever you want to do, babe, I'm support you, no matter what, whatever breaks you happens and stuff like that. And the kids, they always excited to see their father out there, you know, doing, you know, something that he loves and they love to see done. But 85% out, 15 in, man, and here I am. I'm back again, you know, to provide my greatness. I'm back by popular demand. You know, they need me. The only people that wasn't in agreement of this are my financial people. You know, they questioned me a little bit twice. It made me feel great though, because those are the people that you want to come to you and question you. You know what I mean? If it was, you know what I mean? If it was something else, then if they was, you know, if they wasn't, you know, I wouldn't say that, but I was surprised. It was just a great feeling because financially, that's what we all want to be, in a great place. Right. Where we won't have to work or to have to go back to something or do something. You know, and they question me, why are you coming back, Deontay? We built this we built this loan to put you in the position where you're in right now until you won't have to come back. You won't have to do this no more. You know what I mean? And it's a great feeling to hear it from their mouths, you know what I mean, that everything has been going great with investing and handling business outside of the ring, to the point where financially I don't need it, you know, and it gives me a different perspective and a different feeling of entering in the ring. But with the understanding that when I do, or if I do enter in that ring, I will give 110% of me. I will go out like a warrior. I will fight to the end, as I've always displayed. That don't change. That mentality, that hunger, that beast, when he step inside that square ring, it doesn't change at all. So I want people to know, although I'm in a great place in life, I'm in happiness, I'm in peace, but when it's time to enter inside that ring, I shall turn into a beast.
Mm. While you were gone, you did a few things. Aside from the statue, you made a song. You you helped promote your wife's line. Like you were a busy man. You were in some other ventures. I mean, how exciting was it for you to do those things? I mean, you dipped your toe in some music, and we ain't gonna front. The song was kind of a jam. So it's man. It was kind of fun for you to dip your toe into those other things, right?
Oh, most definitely. I got a couple of songs. I just ain't released them yet and stuff like that. And but we've always been into music. I just never could pursue it like I wanted to, especially being younger, because I'm a pastor's kid. So you wouldn't play. Hey, certain things you couldn't listen to, you couldn't do it. You weren't having that because you represent the man of the church. You know what I'm saying? The man of God. And if you do certain things, there's a representation of him. So they'll look at him, and daddy wasn't having that, man. Daddy wasn't having that at all. But you get snatched up. So a lot of things we couldn't listen to and pursue younger, but I'm glad I've been able to take this avenue in a place where I could financially support myself. I don't have to be a starving artist or anything else. You know, I love producing and you know, making music. And when I had the opportunity, I said I want to do some other things that I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? And upon the opportunity, I did just that. You know what I mean? I built the studio in my home because I was already building. So I just added that on. And from there, it went, the rest is history, man. It just started making beats and making music. And here we are, like, man, I'm going to come out with me a song. Because I know I wanted to hear something for the summer. And I had this tune in my head and what I wanted to, you know, saying here. And I came up with the lyrics. And I told my brother, man, I got a great song. You want to get in on it? And he was like, yeah. And man, we just made something together. You know what I mean? And it came out pretty good. You know, we get a great results on it. You know, BMW, it was my first one ever. You know, and I got a lot of other things, a lot of beats, a lot of other songs and stuff like that many artists have. You know, many people have multiple 100, 200 songs. I know one guy got 250 songs, man, he made, and he just still, sometimes you can hear some things, but later on you can learn a lot of different more things, plug-ins or more knowledge or hang around other producers. And like, damn, go back and tune that old music up. Like, oh, you learned a little bit. And then release it. You know, sometimes always good just because you made one that sound all right and release it. You want to, if music is something you feel and not what you hear. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and like I said, a lot of other adventures. I'm big into real estate and properties. Man, I own big buildings and a lot of different things like that. And people don't know. I don't boast or brag about these things. I don't really think it's important too. You know what I mean? Especially in a time that we're living in where so many people are depressed and losing their minds, you know what I mean, in situations where it costs them to do regretful things or things that some people wouldn't imagine it would happen, you know, and may God bless the world, you know, to finding peace and being happy, man. You know, man, I really pray for that.
So let me get this straight, because, you know, when you first start boxing, you're doing it for yourself, to take care of yourself and your money, your finances, your family, and everything else. But your comeback is, you're saying, it's for the people. So is Deontay Wilder now the people's champ?
Come on with it. I've always been that, but I'm riding that flag all the way strong now. You know what I mean? It just was an amazing feeling to see the people that came, and to see the emotions and the things that happen. You know what I mean? Even the simple things, I don't take it for granted because I come from nothing. So I know what that feels like. I know what that part feels like, to come from nothing. And you know, and to be in a position where I am now. You know what I mean? I don't have it all, but I have everything I need. You know what I mean? I ain't complaining at all. You know what I mean? I'm providing my greatness every time I step foot on ground. I provide my service to my greatness. And that's all. You know, my family's taken care of. They'll be taken care of when I'm here and when I die. And oh man, it's a beautiful thing as a Black man. So it's just amazing to me.
So let's look into the future again. Robert Helenius this weekend. What should fight fans expect from Deontay Wilder back in the ring? Is there going to be anything different? Is it going to be a new and improved, or is it going to be, you know who I am? I'm here to take care of business.
I mean, we got a lot of. I think my training has changed up. You know, because you can train so many years doing the same thing until it become boring. You know, you're just training. You're just, training. Although you putting 110% in training, but it still can be boring. So we changed up a lot of different things as far as training is concerned. I'm doing a hell of a lot more rounds than I've ever done. I'm doing 20, 30, 40 rounds a day. And it's kind of exciting for me to understand that, I don't have no limitations when it comes to certain things. As long as I have a heart, because the heart rules everything. It's not your mind. Your mind don't control it all. Your heart controls your body and everything. Because the mind many times will tell you to give up. It will tell you to quit. It'll have you worrying about what other people are thinking about you and putting blockers in between you because people say you can't do it and all that. But your heart don't care about all that. Your heart, with your heart, you'll die for whatever. You'll die for it. That's why they say follow your heart. You know what I mean? And with my heart, I've always followed. And that's what always have made me the happiest and be in a happy place in that peace right now. So they can definitely expect the best of Deontay Wilder. No matter where I am, the place I am right now, when I step into that square ring, things happen. You know what I mean? I'm still going to be that same beast and come in and give people great fights. You know what I mean? And look for great knockouts and great excitement. That's what I'm coming for. So, we've changed a lot of things, but that mentality of getting in the ring and turning into the beast and performing and putting on a great show, that'll never change. So people can always expect to come to a Deontay Wilder fight and get their money's worth.
Absolutely. A couple more for you. One, because you mentioned it earlier, like a lot of people are going through mental health issues right now in this world. And we've seen fighters go through the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you have some issues that you had to deal with recently? I mean, with these Fury fights or anything before that you had to overcome and that you now recognize, like, I need to be an inspiration to others to let them know that they can get through something because I've been there.
I mean, life itself, man. No matter how rich or poor you are, it's one thing you can't avoid. It's two things. A lot of things. Two things you really can't avoid. You can't avoid death. That's inevitable. And life. Life brings us many different things. And some of the hardest things in life is like the term in boxing. The things you can't see is what's going to knock you out. And sometime in life that's the hardest to bounce back when the things you didn't see was coming. You know what I mean? And how do you deal with that? How do you get down and get back up? You know what I mean? And that can be a mental situation all in itself. We all deal with mental things. We all deal with problems. And mental health, I think we all have at least a little bit sense of it. No matter how good your life is, you go through things in life. And life, man, life will definitely make you or break you. You'll see how strong you are when you go through certain things. So, of course, I've been through a lot of things. Outside of the business, dealing with everyday life, family and different things like that. Because sometimes a family member or a loved one can be going through something and that energy come on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? They'd have been around you or they'd have cried on your shoulder or touched you in that transformation of energy. God damn it. Now you feeling the emotions of them and now you trying to figure out their situation, their problems and stuff like that. Especially when everybody looks towards you to be the savior. Although you can't be the savior for everybody because you have responsibilities of your own. And but sometimes when you love people, you just want to, some things just like, damn, you just take up on other people's burdens sometimes, and sometimes that can be stressful. But yeah, man, mental illness is a real thing. I think a lot of fighters coming out now more so than ever, because they want to let people know. I think a lot of fighters deal with mental illness. Mm-hmm. A lot of fighters deal with PTSD and stuff like that. I mean, we come from rural areas anyway. We probably had that shit coming in. Because we're trying to provide for the families, and so you don't see no fighter coming in here with a silver spoon into the business of boxing, unless it's exhibition fights and stuff like that. But other than that, when you talk about the real business of it, we all come from rural areas and just trying to feed our family and trying to do it the best way as possible. Some guys struggle so bad that they know that certain promoters give you bad deals, but being the fact that they need the money right now, they take that bad deal. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot, especially with fighting. It's a lot mental illness and different health problems and stuff. And as fighters, a lot of guys don't want to come out and talk about that because, you know, when people look at them, they look at them as warriors. You know what I mean? Some people think we just robots. All we were supposed to do is train and fight. You know, I used to, back in the day, people used to be like, why you not training? I'm like, I'm enjoying my family. What do you mean? You know what I mean? They want to see you. Could you post more training videos than that? You can't post no happy stuff. And, you know, you can't post no happy stuff because they look at you as this person that's supposed to be training and fighting, training and fighting. That's all you're supposed to do. I'm like, damn, I got a life too. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a serious thing, man. And I you know, I'm happy for those guys that come out and express it like they do. But, you know, sometimes certain things is not to be known. You know, sometimes you got to leave things in the unknown.
That also comes with being a black man, right? As black men, we're told not to cry. We're told not to express our feelings. And that's always been a hard problem for us. So when you see somebody like Adrian Broner pull out of a fight, he says, I got some mental health stuff to deal with. And some people didn't really understand because it may have nothing to do with the fight itself. The man may just be going through some things. Did you get a chance to reach out to that brother and talk to him to see what was going on? Or you just kind of support him from afar?
I didn't get a chance to reach out to him. I don't have his number and nothing like that. I mean, although, you know, you can always go on the social media and different things like that. But for me, I love seeing people in person. I'll run into him at some point in time. You know what I mean? I always do, whether it's a fight or anything else. And but yeah, man, you know, like you said, he could have it all the way there as far as the fight is concerned. I mean, that's what he do. You know, that's a muscle memory for him. He'll never forget how to fight. But he just becoming older and then acknowledging that I can't do this without handling this first, right? With dealing with life. Because sometimes we'll surpass the things we got going on in life and allow that to be some type of motivation or trigger that in our mind to make us train harder and to fight harder because we got things going on the outside. But with age, with age is supposed to bring wisdom. You know what I mean? But the only way you become wise if you apply knowledge to life. Or you'll be considered what we call an old food as well. You know what I mean? You got to apply knowledge to life to become wise. And I think in certain areas he became wise and because he can acknowledge that. No matter what financially I'm going through, I know that at this point in time in my life, I must handle certain things in my life before I can even go into this fight and handle that, because that can be a hindrance on me even focusing or doing what I got to do in the fight. Because at the end of the day, we're all risking our lives for others' entertainment. Right. And that's what it is. Risking our lives.
Last question for you. Yes, I want to ask you how you want to be remembered. And the reason why I want to ask this is because Muhammad Ali is known as the greatest, but it has nothing to do with his professional boxing record. It's about everything that man did outside of the ring. It sounds like you're on the same path where it's not about holding world titles or being undefeated. When it's all said and done, how does Deontay Wilder want to be remembered?
Man, you hit it on the head. I want to be remembered as a great man, a Renaissance man, a man of many talents that motivated, that inspired, that strive for greatness and look to see others strive for greatness, even if they did better than him. He's happy for them, you know, and that's what I want to be remembered as, a man that not only was great on the inside, but just as great on the outside of the ring as well. You know, that's very important to me, you know, and that's why I'm so excited. And I had so many emotions when they presented me with that statue, because all my accomplishments in and out of the ring are set in stone within the statue. And when I pass away and everyone else, that'll be right there. Unless we have a world disaster or anything like that happen, it'll be right there. You know what I mean? And that means a lot to me. So much, you know. So a part of that is already manifested and going on right now because I have a statue. I'll never be forgotten, you know. And I can only add to it at this point in time in my life. And I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely. Till this day, brother. Till this day. Well, Deontay, I appreciate you, brother. Good luck in October. I'm sure I'm going to speak to you again, but it's great talking to you. It's good to see you back in action because you inspire so many people and bring us so much joy and excitement. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too, brother. Take it easy.
Yeah, baby. Blessings.